What's going on, guys? Fred Hurt Jr. here. Um, Yesterday, I talked to you guys about my first introduction on YouTube. Um, Talked about just a little bit about my story, brief summary. Um, and this is part one of my story. Um, like I said, I work full-time as a security officer. I'm a part-time actor, and I have my own coffee business. Mm. FHJ Coffee. Go check it out. It's in the community. The link is in the community post. And I also have a commercial about it as well. So, and I'm just going to get right to it. I was talking a little bit about yesterday about my childhood and a little bit of my teenage years. But I'm going to go in this part one. I'm going to go more into the depth of what I experienced as a child, where my mind was at the time, and where my experiences were at the time. I would say around about 6 years old. I was at Caperville Elementary, and I got in trouble at school, like in 6-year-old. Probably, I forgot what I did. I playing around, joking around as a kid, and got in trouble with the teacher. And once I got in trouble with the teacher, she called my parents, got in trouble. Okay. And I believe in discipline your children. Sometimes with a belt, or sometimes with, just grounding, taking their privileges away. I'm definitely a firm believer of that. But it's a difference between discipline your child and abuse. Huge difference. And what I experienced at 6 years old should never happen to no child. I don't care what they do. So got in trouble at school. I'm 6 years old, first grade. And my stepfather said, okay, you're going to get it when you get home. Why you cutting up like this in class? Okay. I'm thinking I'm just getting a regular whooping like usual. He comes in with a stitching cord. Yes. A stitching cord. Anybody old school who's my age and older know about that. Some of them, some people didn't experience it, but some of us have. And I got whooped so bad to the point I crawled out of my room. It's sad, it's sick, but I gotta tell you, we fully don't know what people have to go through from childhood to adult years, and people wondering why people are thinking the way they're thinking. There's a lot of childhood experiences. And to those parents, you gotta learn to love your children and appreciate them. Because they'll come back when you get older and bite you. I don't have any children, but if I had kids, I would love them to death, and I would set them up to win above and beyond. That's what we're supposed to do. Not set them back. We already got to go out here and deal with this world. But then in the household, I'm getting set back in the household. That's a double whammy, and you're not even old enough to understand at that particular time what you're going up against. Then later on, people looking at you crazy like, what's wrong with you? Unreal. Hypocrites. Contradictive. Now everybody want to play dumb. Now everybody got amnesia. Sick. But yeah, fast forward That was one incident. My next incident, I think I was about 7th, 8th grade. I was on my auntie house. I almost drowned as a child. You know. But see, my auntie stayed in South Memphis. My first experience of dealing with the hood. Yeah, yeah. First experience dealing with the hood. Now I'm a kid coming from the middle class. Whole totally different mindset out there. Then I'm going to the hood with a totally different animal. Of course, I don't know. You know, I'm 7, 8 years old. I'm thinking kids just being kids. We're playing. No. They wanted to fight me. They wanted to jump me. A lot of people didn't know that, except for people in the family. You know? Go to my auntie house. I was in the 3rd feet, and me and my cousins, we was at the pool, community pool. Y'all know about the community pool. And thank God they had a lifeguard there. He saved my life. I almost drowned. I think, yes, 7, 8 years old. I was in the 3rd feet, going into the 9th feet. And the community pool was deep back then. I think they went up to like 11 feet or 12 feet. And I remember in 3rd feet, and all of a sudden I just dropped to the bottom. Rose up, dropped again. I'm gasping for air. And I just seen someone jumped in the pool to help come save me. Found out it was the lifeguard, and to this day, I want to thank that lifeguard, because I would have drowned if that lifeguard didn't come in to get me. It was just by the grace of God that those situations usually end up not a happy situation, and that's another incident that I experienced as a child, almost drowning. And I told you about working hard when I was in my summer years. Okay. My sometime 7th grade, 8th grade. Okay. Dealing with my folks in that household was very confusing, very, I just couldn't wait till I turned 16 to get some money. But I had my own money. I ain't got to worry about asking them for nothing, because they kept on saying, oh, we ain't got no money, we ain't got this, we ain't got that. I'm like, y'all going to the casinos, y'all doing all other kind, but you ain't got no money. So I said, you know what, that's fine. I can't wait till I turn 16 if I get my first job. First job was at Sonic driving. And I was extremely excited. And then people talk about minimum wage now. I was making $5.25 back in '99. $5.25, that minimum wage. I thought I was rich. I'm 16, 17 years old, come home about $500 every 2 weeks. Oh, I thought I was rich. Try to get the freshest gear, Pirellas, Tommy Hilfiger gear. The latest Nikes, try to get all that stuff, back then. And, Polo, Nautica, so I went through, experienced all that, and told you about me having a second senior year, and I went to Oak Haven High School. And I truly just focused on my academics before I go and get out of school. Uh, that's how I ended up graduating from Oak Haven, even though I played football at Kirby. So I want to just get away from the distractions of people knowing who I was and go somewhere where people didn't know who I was, and really focus on my academics. And I graduated. Um, and then after high school, I went. Uh, I was still modeling. Uh, I was modeling Reflections Model Agency when I think I was 20. And then salute to Leonard Pease, great modeling coach, great man. Uh, if you're from Memphis, Tennessee, you know who Leonard is in the modeling world. Then I hooked up with Zoom Agency, Zoom Modeling Agency, and I had took a trip to New York. For my acting. And this is way before I was like, was that 22, 23 then. And I remember giving everything up to go to New York. I'm talking about had my own place, didn't pay rent, did pay light bill. I worked a 24-hour shift. And like I said, I've been working security for a very, very long time. So I would work at security then. And I did all 3 shifts. I walked around like a zombie. I was selling goods. And it was back in 2005. I was selling, candy, drinks, chips, whatever to raise the money. I had to come over $4,000 in 3 months. And I made that mark, to go to New York for a week, meet with agents. And I didn't get up there, get an audition in front of the agents. One agent from New York wanted to sign me to a deal, but I had to move to New York to fulfill that deal, because he's like, Fred, you flying you from Memphis to New York will be very expensive. Just move to New York. And at that time, I didn't have enough strength then to be on my own, because at a very young age, my parents put something in me that I didn't know was in me. Some foolish programming where, I'm dependent on them. But I'm supposed to be independent as a grown person, but I'm dependent on them at the same time. It doesn't make sense. What it said, the math ain't math. So I always kept wondering, why can I go all the way? I get to the next level and I can't stay there. Found out they were the problem. I keep accomplishing good things, but I want to go higher. And I just like, why can't I go higher than this? Of course, they ain't going to tell me. If I ain't figure it out on my own or do my own research or whatever, then people like that is not going to help you leave them. And the sad thing about all they had to do was help me, and they could have got something out of it. But they just didn't want to see me doing better than them. They ain't want to see me do better than them at all. It's the truth. I know it's sad, it's sick, but it's the truth. And then people looking at you like you slow and don't understand the story. Now, whether you care about the story or not, it's the truth. you know. And so, when I was 21, I went to University of Memphis. Remember I said I played football 4 years. Went to the University of Memphis back in 04, January 04. Made the football team at the University of Memphis. Yeah. But I only stayed 6 months at the University of Memphis. I bet you're like, well, why you didn't stay? One moment. One moment. Like I told you before, the programming they put in me at a very young age. Now, they abandoned my emotional needs as a child. You know, when a child doesn't get the love, attention, and validation from their parents, they're going to go somewhere else to find it. And unfortunately, I was chasing a high my whole life. Now I could care less because I know half of it is fake, fabricated, or whatever. I mean, it's just whatever. You know, as long as you're entertaining people, you know, that's just what it is. That just comes with it. But I could care less now. I know my worth. But I'm coming from a part where they're lying about some, Fred, you need to let somebody else hype you up. You don't do it yourself. You got to have, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why would I want to wait till somebody else hype me up? And I don't hype my own self up. I don't have my own healthy self-esteem. But I listen to them. And I've been doing it wrong the whole time. And I'm like, this ain't enough. I get the hoop and the hollering, congratulations here and there, but it was short term. And it's like, no, I want more. And it's not about just admiration. I want appreciation. I thought they'll be proud of me. And like I said, you know, I had these people on a pedestal they shouldn't have been on. Because I thought they family, they looked good.